10 people are sitting in the same room. A dog walks in, sniffs the air for 2 seconds, and crosses the entire floor to sit beside one specific person. Not the owner. Not the loudest voice. Not the person holding a treat. You'll hear the usual explanations. Dogs love whoever feeds them. Or it's just random. Or dogs love everyone equally. None of that holds up. Something in that room was being measured. And one person passed the test without knowing it was happening. Wolves don't do this. In a wolf pack, bonds run through blood and rank, not personal preference toward outsiders. Somewhere across 20 to 40,000 years of living beside us, one branch of that animal rewired itself around a completely different question. Which human, specifically, is safe? That question gets answered in under a second. And almost none of it involves what you're saying. It starts with your face. In 2015, Gregory Berns and his team at Emory put dogs inside an fMRI scanner, fully awake. Trained to hold still for a machine that usually requires anesthesia. When the dogs watched videos of human faces instead of ordinary objects, one region in the temporal lobe lit up far more. A dedicated face processing zone. Previously documented mainly in primates. Dogs aren't guessing at your expression. They have hardware built to read it. And they read it selectively. Eye tracking research out of Hungary found something specific. Dogs stare longest at the eye region of a human face. More than the mouth. More than the rest. When a face turns angry, the gaze shifts. When oxytocin, the same hormone released during bonding, is introduced, that pattern changes again. Dogs stop fixating on the eyes of a happy face the way they normally do. Whatever's happening on your face is being cross-examined in real time by an animal that's spent longer evolving to do this than we've spent evolving to write language. But the face is only the first filter. It tells a dog what you're doing. It doesn't tell them what you actually are underneath it. And dogs have a way of checking. Their noses carry roughly 220 million scent receptors. Yours carries about 5 million. That gap isn't a minor upgrade. It's an entirely different category of sense. In 2024, researchers at the University of Bristol tested exactly what it picks up. Zoe Parr-Cortes and her team collected sweat and breath samples from stressed and relaxed strangers. Then let untrained dogs who had never met these people, smell the difference. The dogs exposed to the stressed scent became measurably more cautious. No training. No visible cue. Cortisol alone rewrote how safe the room felt to them. So a dog walking toward you has already run 2 separate scans. What your face is doing. And what your body is chemically leaking, whether you meant to or not. Most people can fake the first one. Almost nobody can fake the second. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. You can't consciously lower your own cortisol on command. You can smile through stress. You cannot smell relaxed while your body is flooding itself with stress hormone. The dog isn't reading your performance. It's reading the thing underneath your performance. The part you don't get to edit. This is why the favorite person isn't always who feeds the dog. Or trains the dog. Or even spends the most time with it. Emory's dog project also mapped the caudate nucleus, a reward center in the canine brain, and found it activates more strongly to the scent of a familiar person than to food itself, for some dogs. Familiarity paired with a calm chemical signature outweighs the food bowl. Which explains something rescue organizations see constantly. A shelter dog, handled by a dozen different volunteers, will often lock onto the one person who happened to be calm during its worst week. Not the person who fed it most. The person whose body wasn't broadcasting a threat while the dog was most vulnerable. That memory doesn't fade the way ours does. Dogs appear to encode it early and hold it. There's a deeper layer under even that. Attachment researchers studying dogs and owners found the same pattern seen in human infants. A dog with a secure attachment to one specific person will explore a strange room more confidently when that person is present. And shut down when they leave. This isn't loyalty in the way we use the word. It's closer to a nervous system borrowing another nervous system's calm. So the dog crossing the room wasn't choosing the nicest voice, or the most familiar smell, or even necessarily its owner. It was running a live physiological audit. Face, then chemistry, then memory. Checking who in that room is actually safe to stand near, right now. Most people will tell you dogs just like who they like. The same shrug people give about mosquitoes and blood type. But nothing about this is random. It's one of the most sensitive threat detection systems on the planet. Aimed at you. Reading things about your body you don't even know you're saying. Which means the dog that walked past everyone else and sat down beside you wasn't performing loyalty. It ran the numbers. Your face checked out. And underneath it, for reasons you may never fully control, so did you.